All right, I'm trying to chase this load in the foyer again. So we got a 4-ply 16-inch LVL running from foundation. God damn, that's probably overloaded too. Foundation to a W8. And it's picking up all these joists at a whatever, it's really sharp angle. And then these two are on another LVL. I mean, I'm not an engineer, but I really do not like this design. I mean, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it doesn't seem like it's working here. So, let me see here. Anyway, so I had this fear that all that load is transferring down. Now it does, there is a double LVL right there behind that black. So that does, I guess intercept the load. I can't think of the right word. But that double is also a cantilever. So the supporting or the interrupting path of load for the quad is technically a cantilever as well, as you can see. And I've been doing this too long, and I've always done and been taught that you chase that path of load and you stack the studs up all the way down. What my fear is that path of load was sitting on nothing but plywood. And it is. So, and these joists here are kind of running, they're basically running in the same direction as that wall. So there's a joist over here, and there's a joist here, but that wall lands right in the middle of nothing. And the engineer never put anything under it. So I came down here again. Set my laser up again. And this is just to get me a reading. It's because that joist that I'm trying to get a reading on is really, it's another giant fucking disaster. That's the joist that I'm trying to chase the load to, because that's the nearest joist to where I stuck my pry bar through the ceiling to find the path of load. So in reality, I should set the laser up back there to get an accurate reading, but I can't because I got all this shit in the way, which is probably all I have to come out now because of another cluster. But so I'm going to call that 3 1/8. Go over here. See, that wall is just right in between these two joists. Pissing me off. Right here, I got like, what do you call that? 2 and 15, 2 and 7/8. Now, that joist, God damn it. This joist that I'm chasing, right about here, it runs into that 4-ply that I showed you that goes that way. But, so right here, I got 4. I mean, so I've gone from 3 to 4 in 20 feet. I don't understand what in the hell. And then right here beside it, I got 3.5. 4, 3.5. And that's where that, I think that's where that other head, yeah, that's where that other LVL. Man, this shit is fucked up. But I mean, that's on the foundation. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the foundation isn't exactly level. I got a lot of faith in Richie, but I mean, shit does happen. I mean, how do you lose a 1/2 inch in 12 inches? But it's kind of a moot point anyway, because I day before yesterday, I was still going through those emails, and I only had, I don't know, 10 or 12 left. And of course, the jewel is always at the end. So I found this email between it was the architect asking the structural engineer what to do, because Kat had decided she wanted a safe room right about here, right in the middle of everything. And you know, it was supposed to have a concrete floor, and it's got Kevlar all on it, and it's got steel walls, so it's a substantial load. So the architect sends the structural engineer of record an email, and the structural engineer of record sends the architect back his prescribed remedy. Well, his prescribed remedy involves a steel I-beam right through here, a steel I-beam through here, a steel I-beam through here, a steel I-beam through there, and a steel I-beam through there. And none of that is there. So that was just an email. So I gave it to the superintendent, the new superintendent, who gave it to his project manager, who gave it to our new engineer. And turns out it's supposed to be there. So there you go, dropping the ceiling yet again. And probably going to end up dropping this entire ceiling all the way down, because I didn't mention it upstairs when I showed you my hole, but one, I am almost 100% sure you cannot use loose fill insulation as a fire stop. And part of the one, because you got to test it, it burns. And two, as you saw upstairs, you can't guarantee that it fills the entire cavity. It's whatever's in there. If you're going to use it for fire stop or draft stop, whatever one it is, it's got to fill the joist cavity from the sheetrock plane to the subfloor plane. And when I cut that little hole to see if there's anything under it, there was 3 inches of air under it. So that's all still speculation on my part. We got the big boys working on it to figure out if I'm right or not, but I suspicion all of this is coming down. I mean, and then, I mean, if that's the wall that's holding all that shit up, there ain't nothing under it. All right, this one's getting ready to get out of control pretty quickly, I think. Well, it's already out of control. But we go home and drink another Bloody Mary.